Hello, Michael Talbot Kelly here. I want to talk to you today a little bit about, actually I'm very excited about this because it's been the research of a great few hundred couples that have actually showed me some tricks of the trade on how to bring some strong medicine into a failing or struggling or even an otherwise pretty good relationship. And I wanted to break this up a little bit into Relationship 101, just from what I've learned and from my teachers and from my experience. So so there's some things that have come to light, and in this short video I'm just going to tell you about 3 of them, and it's a start, and then maybe we'll move on to Relationship 102, Strong Medicine for Failing, Struggling, or even divorcing relationships. Now, I'm sharing this with you about the divorce because it has been a difference maker. It is a game changer. In fact, any one of these 3 things could really turn things around. So I'm really excited to share that. The first thing to change a relationship around is really to decide. Decide what? Decide that you're going to do things differently. Decide that you are not going to show up and do the same old things that you have always done that have historically got you into the trouble that you got yourselves into in terms of your relationship. In other words, whatever you've done in the past that's not working, stand back, climb up the tree of your life and say, okay, it doesn't work coming home grumpy, it doesn't work when I drink, and it doesn't work when I'm being complaining, let's say. So just decide to stop. It's really, yes, it's that simple, and yes, it's that difficult. But let me tell you a story about somebody, one of my clients. He was going on a trip with his dad, and he and his dad fought like hell all his life. But he was getting old. His dad was getting old, and he was getting old, and they decided to do this trip together. And somebody had said to the son, and said, look, stop going down those historical rabbit holes that have traditionally oppressed, violated, and separated you two, and just decide to not go there. Just simply decide that that's not where you're going, and to be willing to stand there like as we say in Ireland, like a spare so-and-so in a wedding, a spare, well, it's a little derogatory, but, be willing to be awkward and, not know exactly what to do because you're not doing what you've always done. So anyway, the son decided that he was going to do that. He agreed and went for 3 weeks on a cruise with this guy, with his dad, and things went famously because he just decided he's not going to do what he's always done. And so that's what we're talking about here. Look at the things that are not working and stop. The second thing that you can do very easily, so 1 and then 2, is to decide then to show up. Now, showing up, as Woody Allen says, is 80% of the equation in terms of finding success in business. It's also 80% of the relationship success. And when I mean show up, I mean like just drop everything and just really be present. Don't come home from work or go to meet for dinner and you're on the phone and and say, oh yeah, how you doing, sweetie? That's not showing up. Coming in drunk, that's not showing up. Coming in and being totally distracted by things, a rough day at work, that's not showing up. Showing up means coming in and saying, hi, I'm here. What do we need to do? Let's move from here. So showing up is a huge piece of it. A lot of couples don't show up, and especially showing up in the areas that you historically, again, or traditionally have got, there's a little bit of there's a contraction, there's some resistance, there's a button being pushed. I want you to show up in those areas. Those actual moments of struggle and resistance and traditional challenge are just laced with a vitality. And if you can really bring yourself there, mind, body, and soul, like really show up, is a topic for another video. But I am going to talk a little bit more about the principles of showing up and 3 other principles that go with showing up that are just key to couples learning, and any kind of relationship actually, whether it's father-son, whether it be colleagues, whether it be lovers, married couples, mothers, daughters, you name it. There are some things that we have learned over the years that are coming out of the modern relationship laboratories that we've set up that are really indicative of how it is that we can really change relationships around. The third thing that's very exciting, and this is actually, if you're going to do only one of these, do this last one. And it's, you know, you can call it any number of things you like, but I call it a deep hug. And what does that actually look like? A deep hug is when, honey, I'm home, you come in the door, the two of you agree that she's going to drop what she's doing, whether it be cooking and looking after the kids, or what he's doing, cooking and looking after the kids, and she comes in the door, she's had a day of being in the courtroom, or she's being a doctor, or being a plumber, whatever it is. When you come together at the front door, you don't even have to say anything. It's just look at each other in the eyes, embrace, get the bodies together, and go clunk, like hug each other until each body goes, ugh. And then, ugh. So both bodies are going clunk. Why? Why is that important? Because what happens is that for 99.9% of our existence, we've been hunters and gatherers. Our biology is made to go out and do, you know, we're going to go and take care of the business of survival. Well, we have to kind of get those, they're all in the old brain. That's the dragon that everyone talks about, that you have to befriend in your lifetime, that you have to put this part of us that gets scared, that's been fighting, that's been hunting, that's been being challenged, but showing up for life and courtrooms and emergencies and kids and taking care of bills and managing the house and everything else. Those parts need to go, oh, okay, we're home. It's safe now. We're in safe harbor here. We can relax into the safety. And then have the conversations about sex, drugs, rock and roll, or the three big ones in a relationship are sex, power, money. Don't have those conversations until you've had this deep hug. Don't believe a word what I'm saying about these three things in terms of strong medicine for failing or struggling relationships, but give them a go and see for yourself if it really makes sense. You will see each of them are game changers, and something that will not change the game unless you actually embody and try them. So do yourself a favor. If this makes any sense, try even one of them for 1 week. Go 1 week solid. If you're only going to do one of them, do number 3, the deep hug, and allow yourself, both bodies, to go tell your wife, your partner, your friend, your daughter, your mother, that you're going to do this, and then wait until both bodies, and then start the conversation. Okay, it's very exciting. I'd be very happy to hear from you if you notice anything, any news of difference. I'm at michaeltalbotkelly.com or meaningfullifedesign.com, 604-317-1613, and I'm going to do the second video, 102, on relationships. Again, what I've discovered about these 4 principles that are just key to so once you've done the hug, then you want to now start these 4 principles, bringing them into your life, into all your relationships. And why? Because relationships are the most important thing in our lives, and we have to really show up. That's the first principle. The other 3 coming in the next video. Bye for now.